Welcome back, everyone. This is it, the final part of our Pharmacy Math series. Today, we are tackling days supply calculations. This is a huge topic that shows up all over the PTCB exams, so you really have to nail it. And hey, if you're just jumping in, make sure to check out the full Pharmacy Math playlist on our channel. We break down all the formulas and shortcuts to make this stuff simple. All right, let's dive in.
So here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to talk about why this is so important, not just for the test, but for the real world. Then I'll give you the one core formula that's going to unlock pretty much every problem. From there, we'll apply it to different types of medications, look at a couple of special cases, and then review some key abbreviations you've got to know. And of course, we'll wrap up by testing what you've learned.
Okay, so let's start with the big picture. Why does calculating the day's supply matter so much? Honestly, it's about way more than just passing your exam. This is a fundamental skill you'll use every single day, and getting it right is crucial for your patients and your pharmacy.
Think about it. When you get this calculation right, you're making sure your patient never runs out of their medication unexpectedly. You're also preventing problems like dispensing way too much, which can be wasteful or even dangerous, or not enough, which could lead to treatment failure. And then there's the practical side. Insurance companies literally will not pay for a prescription without an accurate day's supply. It's a non-negotiable part of the job.
Now for the good news. This might seem like a lot, but I promise you, it all boils down to one incredibly simple formula. Once you get this in your head, you can solve almost any day's supply question they throw at you. Let's take a look. And here it is. It's just the total quantity you're dispensing divided by the daily dose. That's it. Total quantity is just the total amount you're giving, 60 tablets, or 120 puffs from an inhaler, or 150 milliliters of a liquid. The daily dose is how much the patient takes every single day, which you figure out from the directions, the SIG. Pro tip, and this is a big one, always calculate that total daily dose first. It'll make everything else fall into place.
Okay, so we've got the formula. Now let's put it into practice. We're going to walk through the most common types of medications you'll see, and you'll notice we use the exact same logic for every single one.
This is your mantra. It's the same 3 steps every single time. 1. Find the total quantity. 2. Figure out the full daily dose. 3. Divide the first number by the second. Simple. We're just going to repeat this pattern over and over.
All right, first up, the ones you'll see the most, tablets and capsules. Let's use our 3 steps. In this first example, the total quantity is 60 tablets. The SIG says twice daily, so the daily dose is 1 tablet times 2, which is 2 tablets per day. Step 3, divide the total quantity, 60, by the daily dose, 2, and you get a 30-day supply. See? The second example is exactly the same, just with different numbers. 2 capsules times 3 times a day is 6 a day. 180 divided by 6 is 30. Easy.
Okay, let's move on to inhalers. Don't let it fool you. The logic is identical. We're just swapping our unit from tablets to puffs.
So here, the total quantity is the 120 puffs inside the inhaler. The directions say 2 puffs twice a day. So 2 times 2 is 4 puffs per day. That's our daily dose. Now we just divide the total of 120 puffs by 4 puffs a day, and we get a 30-day supply. See? Same process.
Insulin can look a little scary at first, but I promise it follows the exact same rule. The only little twist is that you often have to add up different doses to find the total for the day.
Okay, in this scenario, the patient takes 20 units with breakfast and another 10 with dinner. So what's the daily dose? We just add them together. 20 plus 10 is 30 units per day. The vial has 1,000 units total, so we take 1,000, divide it by 30, and we get 33.3. But hold on, we're not quite done.
This is a critical safety rule you have to remember for insulin. You always round down. Always. If you rounded that up to 34 days, the patient would run out of their insulin before that last day is over, and that could be really dangerous. So for patient safety, we always round down to the nearest whole number. That 33.3 becomes a 33-day supply.
All right, the last type for this section is liquid medications. And you guessed it, it's the same formula again. This time, our unit is just milliliters, or ml.
Let's look at that first one. The patient is taking 5 milliliters 3 times a day, so 5 times 3 is a total daily dose of 15 milliliters. The bottle contains 150 milliliters, so 150 divided by 15 gives us a 10-day supply. The second example is the same thing. 7.5 milliliters twice a day is 15 milliliters per day. Divide the total of 120 milliliters by 15 and you get an 8-day supply. You're getting the hang of this? Hey, just a quick pause here. If you're finding this useful and you've made it this far, do me a favor and consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us make more content like this to help you get ready for your exam.
All right, you have totally mastered the basics. Now let's level up and talk about a couple of special situations that you will definitely encounter. PRN, or as-needed meds, and prescriptions that come with refills.
The rule for PRN medications is super important. You always calculate based on the maximum possible dose. Why? It's for patient safety. We have to make sure they have enough medication if they have a really bad day and need to take the full amount allowed. So in this example, the SIG says 1 to 2 tablets every 6 hours. We use the max, which is 2 tablets. And since there are 4 6-hour chunks in a 24-hour day, the max daily dose is 2 times 4, which is 8 tablets per day.
Now, sometimes a question won't ask for the day's supply of one bottle, but the total supply, including refills. For that, the formula is the day's supply for one fill multiplied by the number of refills plus 1. And don't forget that plus 1. It's so easy to miss, but it's crucial. It accounts for the original bottle you're giving them right now.
Okay, let's move on to something that will make or break your ability to do these calculations: abbreviations. You can't figure out the daily dose if you can't read the SIG, so knowing these is everything.
Here are the big ones you've just got to memorize. Think of bi like a bicycle has 2 wheels, so BID is twice daily. Tri like a tricycle has 3 wheels, so TID is 3 times daily. Q in QID comes from the Latin for 4. For QHS, just remember HS stands for hour of sleep, so at bedtime. And of course, a Q with a number like Q6H just means every 6 hours. Burn these into your memory.
Okay, you've seen the formula, you've seen the process, and you've seen the special cases. Now it is your turn. This is where you prove to yourself that you've got this down.
All right, let's start with this one. The SIG says 1 tablet twice daily, and the quantity is 90 tablets. What's the day's supply? Go ahead and calculate it. And right into the next one. An inhaler has 120 puffs, and the SIAG is 2 puffs 3 times a day. What's the day's supply on that? Okay, let's see how you did.
Here we go. For that first one, you take the quantity of 90 and divide by a daily dose of 2, giving you 45 days. For the inhaler, the total is 120, and the daily dose is 6 puffs, so that's a 20-day supply. You can see the breakdowns for the other problems here too, and notice how they all follow that same simple core formula we started with.
Let's lock this in with a final review. Remember, always read the SIG carefully. Always calculate the total daily dose before you even think about dividing. Use the max dose for PRN, and for insulin, always round down. Nailing these rules is your key to success on the exam. And just like that, you did it! Congratulations, you have now officially completed our Pharmacy Math series. You should feel way more confident calculating doses for pretty much anything. But don't stop now. Practice these examples. Go back and re-watch videos in the playlist, and keep applying these formulas. Mastering this is a massive step towards acing your PTCB exam. Subscribe to the channel to keep learning and stay ahead on your pharmacy tech journey.